Hello students, how are you all of you? Welcome again in our online session. I am Yogi sir, will be taking chemistry, right? So today we'll see some more new topics in chemistry, right? So here we are discussing about chemical bonding and molecular structure, right? In this section we'll see different types of chemical bonds, right? What is bonding, what are covalent bonds, ionic bonds, even we'll discuss different types of bonding theories, right? So let's start. First of all, what is chemical bond, or you can say what is bond? As we know that bond means a type of attraction or a force of attraction that is classified as bond, and chemical bond is nothing but the force of attraction which holds the atoms, molecules or ions together in a compound or in a molecule, that is known as chemical bond, right? The force of attraction which holds the atoms, molecules or ions together in a molecule or in a compound, that is known as chemical bond, right? You can see there are different types of bonds. First of all, covalent bond, second polar covalent, non-polar covalent, third is ionic bond, right? Even coordinate covalent bond, that is another type of bond, as well as ionic bonding, and you can see hydrogen bonding, right? So these are different types of bonding. You can see one example is given here. Hydrogen atoms, H2 molecule. You can see hydrogen is sharing one electron with another hydrogen, as we know that both are having one electron in outermost shell, right? So they are sharing these electrons equally with each other, and they are producing covalent bond, or you can say it is sigma bond, right? And that bond is nothing but a attraction force between the electrons and nucleus of hydrogen atoms, right? And as a result they are strongly bonded with each other, and it produces H2 molecule, right? Same way you can see another molecule, that is chlorine, Cl2, right? The chlorine, it is having total outermost 7 electrons. Same way another chlorine has 7 electrons, and they are sharing one electron with each other and produces chlorine gas, right? Cl2 gas. Similar example, water molecule. You can see in H2O, right? The hydrogen atoms are sharing one electron with oxygen and produces water molecule, that is angular structure, right? Similarly, you can see another compound, sodium chloride, that NaCl is ionic compound. Sodium has one electron in outermost shell that will donate with chlorine and produces sodium chloride, right? NaCl, that is salt. Even you can see the cubic structure of sodium chloride. It is a unit cell shown here, that sodium positive and chlorine negatively charged ions, they are mutually attracted with each other by electrostatic force of attraction, or you can say by ionic force of attraction. So it produces ionic bond, right? Say for another example, HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. Hydrogen and chlorine, they are sharing one electron with each other. As you can see, the chlorine is electronegative, so the electrons are slightly attracted towards chlorine, right? So there is negative charge on chlorine and partially positive charge on hydrogen. There are partial charges between hydrogen and chlorine atoms. So the bond here, it is polar covalent, right? You can see hydrogen gas is non-polar because both the atoms of hydrogens are equivalent. They are sharing one electrons with each other. So H2 gas, like Cl2 gas, they are non-polar in nature, while HCl, HF, HBr, right? All these are forming polar covalent bonds because hydrogen is partially electropositive in nature, as well as these halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are partially electronegative. So they will produce, or they will generate polar covalent bonds, right? You can see the structures given here. Some more examples, like non-polar molecules, right? They are having pure covalent bondings, and some molecules which are having polar covalent bonds, right? You can see the structures which are shown here. You can see the structure of methane molecule shown here. Methane, as we know, it is gas, CH4. The central carbon has 4 electrons in outermost shell or outermost orbital, right? and 1 hydrogen, they are sharing each 1 electrons with carbon atom, right? So total 4 hydrogens will combine with carbon, they will share equally the electrons, and it is producing the structure of methane, right? And this structure is tetrahedral. You can see the geometrical shape of the molecule, right? It is the shape of the methane molecule, right? The hydrogens and carbon, the central carbon atom and surrounding 4 hydrogen atoms are present, right? And they all are having 4 sigma covalent bonds. You can see the structure of methane as well as water molecule H2O. Water is shown here, right? The arrangement of electrons and the bonding. Similarly, you can see the structure of carbon dioxide gas CO2. There is double bond between carbon and oxygen, right, on both the sides. And CO2 gas, right? Carbon shares 2 electrons with both the oxygen, and individually both oxygen will share 2 electrons with carbon, right? Even similar structure of SO2 gas, sulfur dioxide, right? SO2 gas, which is shown here. Similarly, next you can see the structure of ethene, right? Ethene gas, CH2 double bond CH2. You can see the shape of the molecule ethene, ethine, benzene, which are shown here. Right? So all these structures are bonded mostly with sigma bonds, right? As well as where there is double bond, there would be pi bond, right? Sigma and pi, these are types of covalent bondings, right? Right, so all these individual types of chemical bonding, ionic bond, covalent bond, right, polar covalent, non-polar covalent, coordinate covalent, all these bonding theories will be studying in this section, right, or in this chapter. So thank you all of you for joining this online session. We'll study some more important concepts of chemistry in our next session, right? So thank you all of you. Have a nice day.